Hello, friend, and welcome to Well Planned. This is a DIY program that is really intended to help you create your next best quarter in life and business. You can find the accompanying resources, workbooks, and exercises to go along with this program. And you can come back to this as many times as you would like. I'm going to dive right in here. And so I see you multitaskers who are listening to this in the background, and really just invite you to close your tabs and fully give yourself this opportunity to reflect, to set some powerful intentions, and to really focus on building your next best quarter and your next best strategy. This is an opportunity to really decide what is most important for the next 90 days and beyond. It's an opportunity for you to recalibrate and get connected to your mission and everything that is important to say yes to and everything that's important to say no to. And by really focusing on this work, you're going to create so much more freedom in your life, so much more ease and success in your business. And really, it's going to become so much easier to make decisions in so many different areas because you have a plan that you feel confident and excited about, and a plan that is going to help you be more profitable and help you be more productive in your business, which means you get more time to take back to live and enjoy your life. Sound good? Okay, so let's take a deep breath. Let something go, and let's dive in. So, I am your host for this, and I always love to know what you are working on, what you're cooking up, what is igniting you, what is energizing you, and encourage you, if you have not done so already, to come say hello on the socials at Mandy Ballack, and you can share your plans using some of the resources that I provide a little bit later in this program, where you can post some stories with some of your goals. Declaring things publicly is a great way to build accountability for yourself. And if you tag me, I would really love to cheer you on and celebrate you for the declarations that you're creating as well. So you can come find me there. And if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Mandy Ballack. I am a executive coach. I am a business mentor, podcast host, facilitator, founder, entrepreneur, all the things. I wear a lot of different titles and roles and hold many responsibilities. And I've been an entrepreneur for over 12 and a half years. I founded The Pavement. I've got the badges of honor. I've made an impact through my three businesses. And while my degrees and letters behind my name are fancy, I'm most proud of my grit and wisdom from the trenches, and the fact that every time that I get knocked down, I have gotten back up. What I stand for is freedom. And I am here to help you unlock a path to freedom, financial freedom, mental freedom, freedom of the past, so that you can truly step into the potential of your future. I want you to take your time back. I want your business to be fun. And that brings me to my why a little bit, which is my why is that I want to live in a world where leading your mission and making an impact energizes you and expands you, where your purpose and your profit exist in harmony, where we get to be present in both our life and present in our service. I believe that with the right resources, the right tools, the right community, the right support, we can truly restore balance and bring more heart into our business. And with that, we get to create a bigger impact in the world. So I'm here to help you make meaningful moves. I'm here to help you unlock more freedom, more ease, and hopefully have some more fun in your business as well. A little bit about what to expect from this program is we're going to work through 4 different parts. The first part is all about audit and reflection. And in my opinion, this is one of the most important parts of any quarterly planning or annual planning or strategic planning of any kind. it's really looking at where we are so that we can create our own clear path to where we want to be. And this is something that gets bypassed a lot. We're always thinking about what's next, what's next, what's next, where are we going? We're forgetting to stop and look back at the clues from the past and where we've been to help us not just start from zero or create things from nothing, but to build momentum of what already is. And sometimes it's just about editing and refinement. So that's where we're at right now in this section. The second part is financial priorities and growth objectives. So that's where we begin in building our direction for the future. And then part 3 is about creating your 90-day world. And in that, we'll talk about, what is included in that and what are all the things that you can implement and put in place, and the things that should be a part of that 90-day strategic plan for yourself. And then lastly, it's about implementation and really building business rituals, life rituals, the routines and rituals and rhythms in your business that are going to allow you to experience success, create consistency, create momentum, and get the results that you truly desire. So what you're going to need for this session is you're going to need a notebook, you're going to need a workbook. I've created that for you, so you can grab that in the link below. Your calendar is a really great thing to kind of have open, because I always love to reference, how we're putting things into practice. It's one thing to have the plans. It's another thing to say, when are we going to do the plans and how does this fit into my current life? So if you have a Google Calendar or a physical calendar, or you've got an on the wall calendar, whatever works for you is great, but make sure that that's also a part of what you're bringing to this session. And then lastly, a good old fashioned calculator. We're going to work some numbers, and I just love how a calculator feels, to be honest. It just feels so good. You can definitely use the spreadsheet that I've provided as well, and I've got some really great resources for you to play with some numbers and see what possibilities look like for your sales and your targets for this quarter. So, sound good? Let's dive in. Part 1, we are getting started with a life and business audit. And this is really powerful. This is a great place to stop, to pause, to look at what is, to get curious on how you're feeling energetically, to get curious on where your energy, your time, your resource is going in your business. And if that resource is really yielding you the results that you want, and also the impact of the yeses that you are that you're saying yes to, and the things that you are doing, are they actually contributing to the life that you want? Are they in alignment and congruence with the values that you hold and that you have? Are they working towards that bigger picture vision that you have? And it's easy to lose track of that. It's easy to just chase more and chase more goals, more potential, more things to say yes to. But what really makes us powerful decision makers and, the CEOs of our lives and our businesses is by getting clear on what we want for our life and making sure that our business aligns with that. So we start with an audit. This is a really fun part, life and business audit. Now, I invite you, when you do this audit, to approach it through the lens of curiosity. Sometimes when we are doing planning, or when we're reviewing our goals and what did happen or what did not happen, it can come with a level of frustration. It can come with a level of shame, or, feelings of depleted, or maybe we're just not so happy with the results, or we beat ourselves up and we're being hard on ourselves for what could have been, what we should have done. We find ourselves in these self-sabotaging cycles and patterns of shoulding on ourselves. And instead, I really want to invite you to put that inner critic to the side and approach your audit from a place of curiosity. And from that place of curiosity of, okay, the numbers aren't where they want to be, okay, I'm not feeling how I want to be. Okay, that didn't go how I want it to go. We can then make a more powerful choice and say, okay, well, why didn't it go that way? And what can I do about it? What am I in control over? And there's so much happening on the outside of us externally that we don't necessarily always have control over. What's happening in the external environment, what's happening in the economy, what's happening with your consumers' buying choices, what's happening in the algorithm. There's a lot of things that are happening outside of you, and your goals and your results are maybe tied up in some of that as well. What we are in control over is our own identity, our own mindset, and our own beliefs. And I think when we really take that power back and say, I'm choosing to look at this through this way. I'm choosing to look at this and say, there's a lesson here. I'm choosing to look at this and say, what can I control and what can I not control? And then just staying in control of what you can control, it's really all we can do. So you can either encourage yourself or you can shame yourself. And I really invite you to invite your encourager, your advocate, your inner hype man or hype woman to the table instead of your inner critic when we're doing this. So every great plan always begins with reflection, and you need to understand where you are so you can get where you want to go, not where someone else is, not where someone else thinks you are, not the 7-step plan that someone else handed you and you've been following it and it's not working for you. We have to be real on where we are. We got to get honest about the numbers. We got to get honest about the shortfalls. We got to get honest about the gap. We have to be honest, because when we are honest, we can make a real plan. And so that relationship between where we are and where we want to be, that is the game changer, right? What is your relationship with that? And so that's where I invite you to really stay curious. This is your opportunity to reflect. This is your opportunity to find places to hone, find places to refine, to optimize, to improve. And the reflection guide that I have given you has a lot of different prompts for you to, and so I invite you to dive in and to get into that. So you can pause this at any time and just get in there and start answering those questions. But I will guide you through a few more prompts here, and you can pause at any time and come back. Energy flows where intention goes. We've heard this, right? And so we've got to really check, where is our attention right now? Where are our thoughts right now? What's going on in our head? Where are we paying attention to right now? And our mind is always going to look for evidence, always going to look for evidence. And so we'll either look for evidence in the good or evidence in the bad. So what's going on in the world right now? Are we caught up in the fear of what could be? Are we letting that fear drive the bus? Fear is really our relationship with an unwanted future. And so when we are playing into that, or when we're giving voice to the fear and letting the fear drive, we're sort of subtly praying towards what we don't want to happen. So we got to be really mindful about the thoughts, about the beliefs, about what's taking up the valuable real estate in your head. And it's one thing to address and be honest and to just be conscious to what is occurring and what is real, but it's another thing to really take those fears and build them into truths as if they already are it. So in the next slide, I'm going to invite you to actually do a little bit of a thought audit, and just to take a moment, and this is perfect timing for you to just pause this and grab a blank piece of paper and to take a moment to audit your thoughts. You can take 3 to 5 minutes, and this is just a very simple exercise to write down everything on your mind. What are you thinking about right now? What is taking up space? And it might be some of the minute details of your day. It might be some of the things you're thinking about at home, you might be thinking about yourself personally, you might be thinking about your business, all of it. Which thoughts are you going to give energy to? Which thoughts are going to be helpful for you right now? And which thoughts are not helpful and not supportive? We get to choose a higher level of thinking and approaching all of this from a really a mindset when you're in your power and you're choosing the higher thoughts is going to lead you to a much more successful experience in building this well-planned quarter. So feel free to pause and take a moment to just audit your thoughts. Once you see them down on a page, look at them and say, what are these thoughts telling me right now? Like, where am I right now? And which of these thoughts are positive and which are not positive? So you can take a moment and do that now. Energetically, how are you feeling? This is one of my favorite questions to ask and to audit at the end of every quarter. Every month to month, I do this as well. Energetically, how are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being depleted and exhausted, to 10 being overflow, full up, and alive and lit up and, so joyous, where are you feeling right now? This is an important consideration because your capacity for everything that you're saying yes to is tied to your energy. How much energy do you have in this season? If you have a lot going on personally, I would say we need to be really mindful that we're looking at your goals and saying, was it realistic based on the time, energy, and resource that you currently have? Yes or no? What is depleting you? What is filling you up? When we are thinking about setting direction, noticing if your energy score is like a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, then we might want to think about how we can call in some more resource for you, whether that be some additional support, whether that be some additional ritual, whether that be some a home team or some support team on your team supporting you with some things. That's going to be really an important consideration that helps us root into the reality of this season for you and set goals, set strategy and targets that are realistic based on where you're at. It's just a season. And we also need to be mindful that we are prioritizing how you're filling your own cup, your joy cup, your happiness cup, your family cup, your love cup, your passion cup. What are you doing outside of work? How are you prioritizing your health, your wellness, your well-being? Are you getting your water? Are you getting your steps? Like really, really simply, these things are really important as well for your business strategy. It's holistic. We got to look at all of you, right? So your business can only be as healthy as you are. So check in with that. Give yourself a score. There is a space in the audit for you to do your life score, and I love to come up with this. It's a score out of 100. It looks at all the different aspects of your life, everything from your health to your finances to your career growth, your personal growth, your relationships, your interests, hobbies, all the different wells that you have, and just looking at where are they full, and again staying curious at just that number is telling you where you get to pour in a little bit of TLC. So what is your life score out of 100? No judgment, just an indication on where you get to love up on yourself a little bit and prioritize yourself. The next question is, are you happy with how you spent or invested your time this quarter? There's a difference between spending and investing. And this is an important question when it comes to the auditing of your business and your life. When you are spending, you are spending for the present. So think about an impulse purchase. Think about, you need something on Amazon real quick. It can be here tomorrow. We're spending, right? Versus investing. We are investing in future you. We're taking care of the present and investing in the future. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves, are we giving ourselves what we want, or are we giving ourselves what we need? Are we giving ourselves what we want, or are we giving ourselves what we need? We don't always want to do what we need. What we need to do might be to look at our numbers every day. What we need to do might be to be consistent with sales and relationships and building process. That might not feel like fun for you, but it might be what you need to invest in the freedom that you desire in the long term. Where are you spending your money? Where are you spending your time? Is it yielding you the results that you want? And how happy are you with that? So really think about that. In the audit, it's going to allow you to go through all the different parts of your business, your operations, your marketing, your sales, your team, your process, all of it. Where are we spending? Where are we investing? What's working? What's not working? The next couple prompts are really what's working, what's not working. Such a simple question. It's such a simple question, but when do you really take the time to do this? The definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That is the definition of insanity. I do not want this for you. You are smart. You are a well-planned, well-resourced human. And so it's so important that we zoom out and look at it. And then, the next question is, what are you going to do about it? What's working? What's not working? Why are you tolerating it? What are you tolerating? These are all the ways that you might be leaking energy. And as the leader and CEO of your mission, what do you get to do about it? So take some time to go do those questions. And then additional questions in the prompts are, what do I want more of? What do I want less of? I love this question. It's so easy. This is a simple audit you could do all the time. What do I want more of? More time outside of work, more joy, more laughter, more clients that I love working with. What do I want less of? Admin, paperwork, Zoom calls, right? Make a list. And, maybe you want more Fridays off. I don't know. What do you want? This is going to help you create your plans. We got to know what we want in order to it's all about the vision first and knowing what we want, and that can help us align the strategy and build the strategy. So really important for you. Some other questions: what was the best investment of your time? And then I would say double down on that, do more of that. Where are you draining energy? Where are you frustrated? And what are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? Again. So those are some prompts for you. And then some other final prompts are, what rules are you playing by right now? What expectations do you have of yourself right now? Are they reasonable? Are the expectations burning you out? Sometimes our expectations, we set these standards for ourselves, and the standards are amazing, and they help us play a big game. And also sometimes those standards can really burn us out, or the expectations to hold all the balls in the air at the same time and do everything on our own, or maybe the expectations are created by you and they're actually just completely unreasonable. So get clear. What are all the expectations that you have of yourself? Are you expecting that you're going to do everything perfect? And can you just soften your grip a little bit? Can you give yourself a little bit of a break? I want you to go into this next quarter from a relaxed place, and that's going to require letting go and softening a little bit to give yourself some space to grow and expand. We get to update our playbook anytime, and that playbook is yours, your definition of success, your tolerance around, what you want your life score to look like, your vision for what feels juicy and good and energizing and exciting to work towards. Update it as often as you want. This is yours. You get to edit it as frequently as you would like, but the vision, the clarity that we have in the playbook that we create for ourselves really helps us make choices and decisions every day. So are you living by your own rules or someone else's? What does success mean to you? What is a definition of success? And this is a really powerful question that I always invite my clients to consider often. And I know over the last couple of years, our definition of success may have evolved and it may have shifted, but your life and your business and how you're operating may or may not have caught up to it. And I feel like this is such a $1,000,000 question and so unique to each one of us. What I know to be true is that many of us are holding something in our hands right now that we have worked tirelessly for. It might be the title that you've always dreamed of, the status that you've always wanted, the relationship, material things, the money, the house, the stuff, the trips, and yet you don't feel successful. You're not experiencing your success. Success is something so individual, it's so personable, and can't be defined by anyone but you. It could be having the ability to do what you love or provide stability for your family or to have the freedom of choice or to make an impact while traveling the world. This is not a one size fits all approach. And yet, when we don't personally feel aligned with ourselves, it can become easy to compare and to look to others and say, why am I not there? Why doesn't it feel like that? So, rooting into your definition of success is a really powerful foundational place to start any strategic planning from, any goal setting from. What actually matters to you? And then we get to say, well, what gets to be true? How do we get to make that happen, right? When the vision is clear, the strategy becomes easy. This is my definition of success. My definition of success is peace. I am present in my life and I am present in my service. I have an abundance of time and energy for the people and passions that matter most. I am making an impact and I'm reciprocated with liberation, with financial freedom, with abundance and love. That drives my strategy. That drives my decisions. When I want to bring something to life, when I want to initiate something, I'm saying, does it help me get closer to that or not? Does it allow me to experience that, yes or no? And I invite you to explore that for yourself. I am a manifester in human design, and I think human design is an interesting tool. I like to use it with my clients. I'll put a link below for you as well to find out your human design. And there are 6 different types. And what's interesting about all the different types is they actually express that what the definition of success is for each of these types, and peace is mine. It's associated with a manifester. There are other types, and the definitions of success that goes along with that is anything from success, satisfaction, or ease. And that may resonate with you too. And so these are just all helpful tools that help us calibrate and decide. So I invite you to dive in now, go do your prompts, go do your reflection, answer these questions from yourself, and get really clear on where the foundation that we're building on and the momentum that we're building from as we step into this next quarter. There are also some prompts for you about celebration and looking at your wins, the high points, and what's going well. And I think it's so important that you also stop and claim your moments, pat yourself on the back, do something to acknowledge and reward yourself for the progress and the momentum that you have already created. And from that place, we start to build. So I'm going to invite you to dive in now and to pause and do your reflection, do your life and business audit, and then I will see you in the next recording.